I use my computer for the tracing. I'm going to start with the nose. I did find it difficult to see a really good difference between a weasel and a stoat. Because first I wanted to do a stoat, but they're so similar. I'm going to start with just filling in the nose, and then I'm going to look later if I want more details in the nose, yes or no. First, I'm just going to make it lightish. No, it's not lightish pink, it's dark pink. I'm going to stitch this from up and down. I would love to hear your comments about what other wildlife I need to stitch. I was thinking about doing a bird. I've never really done a bird, so I thought that would be really fun to do. I think this is already good for the nose. I'm going to see later what I'm going to do more for this, but I'm already pretty happy with this. Now, what I first want to do, I want to like have this nose, so this darker color that I'm now going to use, I'm going to put that a little bit going up and a little bit going down. So as a weasel, I see that here it is more to the front darker, and then it goes more lighter. And here I'm going to do it a little bit longer. Oh. The first knot. Stitches are going this direction, so I'm going to go till the eye. With this color. It's nice and dark. And then here I'm stopping. And this is the most difficult part. The face, because it's so tiny. And we're slowly making our way towards a lighter color. Line here. Not too certain about the nose yet. I'm still contemplating that, but I'm gonna do the eye. And the eye needs to be a bit almond shaped. I'm just gonna do the outside of the eye, of the inside of the eye, I'm sorry. Make it a little bit, so then we can work around that eye. Don't want the eye to be too big, because then it gets a bit cartoonish. This is big enough, and then I'm going to go with a color around it to really accentuate that almond shape. And here on top, I'm going to make it slightly thinner, and top a bit bigger, or kind of like the same thickness. And here I'm going to make it into a corner to really get like that almond shape that I was talking about. First I'm going to go in with a slightly lighter brown. For a little bit of contrast. For a little bit of less contrast between the colors, so I have a little bit of a transition color. If you know me, I like to do transition colors, so that it's not always a very drastic change from going to one color to another. Here we're going towards that eye. And sometimes what is also a good tip, in my opinion, is that I try to make it as realistic as I look at the photographs, but sometimes it's also good to go a little bit off your photographs. If you're not doing like a If you're just doing an animal, not like a pet portrait or anything, but like this, sometimes I go a little bit off from, for instance, a photograph that I see, because here I like to have a transition color, and in the photograph, which I unfortunately cannot show you, it's a bit difficult because it's like a copyright picture. I think I couldn't find many pictures of weasels. Yeah, so unfortunately I cannot show you the photograph that I'm working with, that I have as my reference. But there the color goes very abruptly to a different color. And I'm also going to do this around the eyes. Here I'm not super happy with the nose, but I can always change that later. Now I'm going to make it a bit lighter. This color. It looks now really dark, but we're going to make it way lighter. Taking a lighter color. So, and then we connect it with this. And it's almost done. And here I'm also going to make it even lighter at the top, around the ear. Ooh, so we are going to use a lot of colors with this, which is also pretty fun. Put a bit more down. You don't want it too precise. That's a bit a personal choice, but I don't like it too much at the same lengths. There's long and short stitches. Here I'm going to do it till that line. Now for the sides, I'm going to use a lighter color. It's in the same color range, but just a shade lighter. And now I also feel like this color should maybe go more into here. But I'm gonna finish this off and then see how it looks. That's also something I really do all the time, that I add things. First put in the base color and then see, oh, maybe it looks better if I add some colors with that. You can see that it's subtle, but still makes a big difference in the shading. Then I have to think about what color I'm going to give the ears. First of all, what I'm going to do is I want to have the outside of the ears also this color. And I'm just going to do that with little tiny stitches next to each other. So I'm going to do this outside with this color. And I'm going to think about what I'm going to put in the inside. And I think I'm going to put like a darker brown. I think this brown. This color is the same color we put here. And I'm going to put that in this ear. It still feels a little bit dark here. I'm going to put this color also more towards here. Gonna blend it in with the other colors. So I'm really layering this all. And I also have that here, and this is just way too dark. nice to blend it all in. And that softens it a bit up. I'm still not happy with this nose. Especially with the stitch direction, I'm not happy. So I'm just gonna go over it. I'm not gonna remove anything because it is such a small nose. It's not a big difference, but it is that the stitch direction is a bit different. And I'm going to also use some darker thread to make some nostrils. I'm not gonna use really dark thread, just the same thread as here. So there is a bit of a definition. And here, a bit of a line around it. I think that's good enough for the nose. Now I want to do the eye, and I'm just gonna get some white here. And then in the middle, also 2 little specks. Also gonna do a little bit of a gray in the eye. I'm gonna do that here in the middle. Ooh. First, you don't see it that good that it is like a different color. So I'm gonna leave it to this. It's enough. Now for this color, what I want to do, because I want to make it a little bit more uniform with the color that we see here, that is now kind of yellow, but I also want to put in like a cream white-ish color. So let me first also put a bit of those in here. Ooh. Make sure it's tight. And all the way here. Here. And then here I'm going to start putting it in here. I'm gonna make a little bit of a line that I know till where I'm gonna. So here is the neckline, and if I'm gonna make it till there, I'm going to make this all the way down here. This can go a bit longer. That will look better. Oh yeah, that does look better. Now it's like overflowing. It's not such a harsh line going over there. Yes. I think this looks much better. And the nose, I still am not happy about this nose. There's a lot of stitching already done in there, so it's difficult to get my needle through. But I think this is exactly what it needed. Some gray on the outside. Yes. Now I feel so much better. It just needed a little bit of gray. Maybe actually also a little bit more gray. Just a little bit of stitches on the top. Yeah. I think I need to leave it alone now. Otherwise it will just not end good. Sometimes you need to know when to stop. I think that's now definitely the time. This is really what I do. I just go in, back in, and till I really like it. Now I'm gonna start here at the neck and I'm going to make long and short stitches. I'm starting always with long and then I'm just filling it up. Now that I made here a line, I'm going in with the same color as in the head. I'm putting that in between. And we still play around with different colors. Now I'm gonna do another row of this color. Make sure here that it goes a bit into that fur. Your stitch direction goes a little bit in here. Not too much. I may be overdoing it. And then here you just go down to the legs. Also make sure that you go in downwards with the stitching, because here we also need to make like a shadow that you see a difference between the legs. And that's it. We're gonna continue doing that for the whole thing. We're gonna make those stitches, row, and then a row of a lighter, darker, lighter. That's what we're gonna do. And the legs, we're just gonna let that be for what it is now. So I want this dark color to have the overhand. So I'm going to fill this up with the darker color. And then I go back in with that lighter color. And it shines through a little bit, but it doesn't, it's not like too light. It's a nice mix. So once I don't see any threads of light shining through, or I want to put it crossed, and if I see any white, I will put the dark there. So now you see I'm going back with the light. With the light, I'm just doing a few stitches. And you can see it's not really super precise. It's just here and there. And you can also go like here. Afterwards, go in a little bit with the lighter stitch. And we're going to do all here. Not the paws yet and not the tail. I'm just going to do this bit all like this. As you can see, I've come a long way. And I'm just using darker and lighter thread. And what I've learned is that with a toad, it has like a black fluffy thing. And with a weasel, it just goes the same like this. So we're just going to go to do this all the way till the tail. And with the tail, we're just going to continue on like this. I'm going to start here. Here, I want to make a shadow a little bit. For some reason, the camera stopped and it didn't record anymore. You will always see that's how it goes. But what I did is I put some dark here. And I put here a line around the ear. I put a line around here and here also a line over the ear, so that the ear would pop more. And here I put a little stripe as a mouth. So yeah, I didn't want to get it out because it's really like in there. And now I'm just repeating. And we're also going to use that dark thread to make separations here for the toenails. We're not going to make actual toenails. Here a little bit more. We're going here a bit crossover, so you don't see that transition that good, that I'm taking another direction. At some point, it's just, now a matter of filling up all the empty spaces that I see. And at the end, it's also important that you keep your fabric tight, because the farther along you are with your embroidery, the more it can pucker. I'm going to fill this in with this thread again, this with this, and I'm going to finish this. And then we're going to do the paws. See what we're going to do with that when I come back. Paws, I filled this in. I thought it would be good to come back to this now as a first. You see there needs to be a little bit of contrast between that, just so you see that there's a separation. I'm just using this darker thread to make it even more visible. And here I want to have also a line. And from close, the shadow is maybe not that visible, but if you see it from a distance, it is. If I have to say my weakness, then this is this. I struggle always with like these tiny details of paws and the legs. So I'm also not gonna really visibly do anything that major, because I don't like doing it that much. And for me, it's like if it's from a distance and it looks good, I'm happy. I said I was not going to make it as long, but I think I am. I think I'm going to fill it with this color. I'm actually not going to make it that accurate because I think this needs to be a bit more rounded. Now it's like a bit, otherwise it feels a bit off, doesn't it? So I'm just bringing it together a bit. This is maybe not really accurate, but I kind of like it better this way. As it feels like I'm cutting it off. Okay, one more stitch here. This feels better. And if it feels better, it is better for me. It's a new motto. And the last thing is this belly. Oh, that's satisfying because it is. Just a small thing. I'm doing short, long stitches. This is just long and short stitches across. And the weasel is done. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this one. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and check out my other videos. And if you want a more curated version, a more version that you're really go step by step on what to do, then check out my Skillshare. It's in my bio and under this video in a pinned comment. And if you want to make this weasel, you can buy the pattern. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time with another woodland animal. Thank you.